रूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं हरि ओम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Yes. So we are continuing our journey into the Gita. Can someone recollect what is it that we've seen last? We form the link and move ahead. Yes, please. Yes, anybody.
So in this chapter, yesterday we looked at Swabhava and Swadharma, and
Yes, sir.
then what is the how Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra, and Vaishya, what are their attributes and how do they perform?
Absolutely.
Primarily, the Brahmin is mainly knowledge seeker and trying to seek that. Vaishyas are predominantly attitude of business kind of thing. And
Commerce,
yeah,
Vanijya,
commerce. Yeah,
artists,
yeah,
artists also.
yeah. And Kshatriyas are more like warriors and trying to protect and that. And Shudras, they are doing the work that nobody else is doing, and they serve the humanity
Yeah.
and they feel it as a
Yes.
seva.
Yeah. So service is the main thing. May not be what nobody else is doing, but service is there. It is their nature to, offer service for betterment of the world. So that is Shudra. Yes. Any other point anybody wishes to add? If not, we will go ahead. Yes, so this is very interesting that Krishna talked about the Chaturvarna. He had introduced that before, but now he has explained in detail what is each Varna. It is related to the Swabhava. Nowhere has Krishna told that it is based on birth. Nobody is a Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra by birth, but it is by the Swabhava. But then comes the question, why did Krishna then make this divide only, no? Why did he make it? He says, I have created it. So why make this divide into four? Anybody?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
maybe maybe because so the responsibilities are delegated and it is
Okay.
clear to the people that these are the things a particular people are doing. They're not pushing on each other. Nothing is
Okay.
getting done. So maybe one of that
But
reason I
but then is
just
he making separate groups? So when he talks about no bheda, he says all are one. But now he has made four different groups. Will that groups not make a completely, they get solidified and they become, what we can say, rigid then? What was the reason for introducing these four?
reason. Yeah, that's beyond my
It's
thinking.
yes, sir. All right, sir. But that is actually it is something very interesting that I think one aspect that you perfectly share is it was because of division of order. These four are the basic in any organizational, any enterprise, or you look at any, even a small village to the largest country, to whatever organization. These are the four important anga or four aspects of running the organization. Somebody will have to look at this aspect, another will have to look at the other commerce, and we also understood that each individual can have all four, as Shashimaji also said, isn't it? We have to cultivate all four. But the reason he told that is because predominantly each individual will belong to one of the four. All of us have to, means everybody has to write exams in school, but not everybody enjoys studying for the exam, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some of them have that tendency. Same way, everybody has to engage in physical education and training. The PT period is there. Some people go running, some people go walking, some people try to get a letter stating I should be excused from it. It is
Yeah.
because of the Swabhava. So predominantly either the Brahmin Swabhava is there in an individual, or the Kshatriya Swabhava is there, or the Vaishya is there, or the Shudra Swabhava is there. we have to identify which nature is there inside of us. But what do we do with that? That is important, and we will see why Krishna has just introduced this to us. Why should it be realized? What is my svabhava? Let us see the next shloka. Sve sve karmanya bhirataha sansiddhim labhate naraha swakarma nirataha siddhim yatha vindati tachranu. Says a man who in his own works of nature perseveres, his skills mature as towards perfection he nears. How perfection is achieved, I shall now say, listen to me, as I shall reveal the way. So our Krishna says that each person will function according to their swabhava, isn't it? Each person will, I have my nature. Should we not use our nature? Or should we just crush our nature that we have all been born with?
No, no. In fact, if you use your nature, you will be better and excel
Yes, isn't
in
it?
things you're doing actually.
Yes, it's like you begin to like. Dr. Andikeshwarji wants to add something. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So basically, I think if you perform whatever you are performing according to your natural attributes, you are perhaps likely to do very well.
Yes, yes, isn't it? According to your natural attributes. Even sadhana, a guru's job is when he gives a sadhana also to different shishya, he looks at the swabhava of the shishya and gives him that type of sadhana. Sometimes when the guru mantra is given also, the guru identifies which aradhya is likely to be closer and which is going to help that individual's sadhana according to the swabhava of the shishya. So this aspect of identifying our swabhava is important because when we identify it, we have to go ahead. A poet must try to write poetry, isn't it? Should the poet suddenly cease to write poetry, he will not be able to progress. But should the poet only write poetry? Maybe not, because other experiences of life also have to be got that will embellish the poems better. One very nice statement had been told by a poet almost a decade or more when I heard from him. He said, poetry will never allow you to pay any bill in your life. That was his word of experience. He said, if you are an extremely great and successful poet in the world, you might be able to pay your electricity bill, not more than that. And he said, I want you to understand this is something you have to understand in life. But not all poets do agree, but it is a different aspect. Nobody writes for paying bills though, but the aspect of having a different experiences of life, they have to be taken. One cannot close ourselves. Just because I have a Brahmin Swabhava, I will not throw away what is Kshatriya nature or throw away the Vaishya nature or throw away the Shudra nature. But I will use what I have as a base. It is like you capitalize on what you have and then move ahead. Because when you start loving what you do, when you start enjoying what you do, that is only going to make you grow. That will allow you to grow and maybe then transcend and you will start loving things you initially you start doing what you love. Then you will begin to start loving what you do also, even if you don't like it or it's not in your swabhava. That's the second part. But to begin the journey, identifying the swabhava is very important. So he says, I shall reveal to you the way. He goes on further. Yattaha pravriti bhutanam yena sarvam midam tatam swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manava. The creator of all living beings in this creation, the supernal one who brought forth every manifestation, by worshipping him through one's own work with devotion, a man can verily attain the zenith of perfection. How can you get that siddhi? Krishna is saying, he had told us in the last shloka that I will tell you how siddhi is got. He says, by performing your swakarma. Swakarma is the karma according to your swabhava. Worshipping the divine through your swakarma or the karma of your swabhava, offering it to the divine with full devotion. He says you can attain the supreme perfection, the highest level of perfection. I can write my best poem as an offering to the divine with full sincerity. Maybe the poem will come out good, but in the process of writing, I might become a better individual. A transformation will take place. Just as a player who is going to be playing a sport, if that player is understanding that I am offering my skills to the divine, I am playing every stroke with the best concentration as an offering to the divine, as an opportunity, then that player will become one of the, we can say, a kind of a yogi player, isn't it? And that player will be able to experience what is the real spirit of the game, will be able to understand things. Same with an artist, same with a teacher, same with a student. A student tries to offer whatever learning the student receives to the divine. The student will become a priest of a jnana yajna automatically. The jnana yajna will go on and this person will start growing. So Krishna says, offering your according to your swabhava. Can we not share some examples of what is your swakarma according to your swabhava and how we can, if we offer it, it will take us ahead? Any of us? Whichever works we do. With devotion, if we offer it, it will take us ahead. Anybody? The same karmas that we are doing, which really resonate with us, which make us feel good, if we offer them, Krishna says that will take us towards the divine, towards the perfection, and probably transform, make our works better also. Any
So
example? Yes, sir.
I want to add here something. So I don't know honestly about devotion because I haven't tried this before.
Ji, sir.
Like every karma, I devote to Lord,
Ji, sir.
right?
Okay, sir.
But sincerity, I can definitely tell.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
If I do anything with sincerity,
Ji, sir.
sooner or later I'll get the result, and I have experienced it number of times.
Got it, sir.
So probably that devotion thing is not there towards Lord, but
Yes,
maybe
sir.
sincerity towards the work or
Yes,
sincerity
sir.
towards your
Okay.
hobby or sing, whatever.
Right, sir. So,
But devotion, I have not so far
not tried it, but maybe it might be there automatically. It
it
might
might be
be
there
in there inside also.
in the hidden
Um,
form. Yeah.
yes, yes. Um, any example? I can give the simplest example is Janmashtami laddus. I keep giving the common example. Mother makes these laddus in Janmashtami as an offering to the divine. She knows that children are going to eat it, but she doesn't think of her children at all. She thinks I am making this for Balkrishna only. And so what happens then? It is done with full devotion. The every moment that is every what we can say sanskar that is put on the laddu is a sanskar with a filled with a mantra. It is a sanskar of perfectly, perfect proportions. It's a perfect sadhana only, isn't it? When you are making it. And what happens then? The laddus, the children only come and declare, Ma, this is the most perfect laddu in the world. There cannot be a better one because it has now been done without the slightest aham bhava. There is no intervention of any ahankar of individual also, no swartha of getting something in return also, no attachment also, just as an offering. And who is doing it? What the mother likes only, isn't it? For the mother who is cooking. I'm not saying every mother must cook. It is different. Every home, the person decides one of them or both. If both do, it's fine. But that is a swakarma, and that swakarma, when offered to the divine, has become a divine karma, isn't it? A perfection is reached. So, like that, any other examples if someone can give me? Yes, Maji. Yes, please. Yes, Shashi Maji.
I don't know if it's right or not, but when
Yeah.
you talk about devotion and
Yeah.
sincerity,
Yeah.
broadly speaking, I would say parents do that because
Okay.
they don't expect, like I said, broadly speaking, they don't expect anything in return. All they're
Mhm.
doing is bringing up their children to the best of their ability as
Mhm.
teachers
Okay.
teach to the best of their ability, and these are all the future citizens. So that is a form of devotion as well.
So then the child will be a divine child, isn't it? When it is done like that.
Yeah, but that divine child, as you put it, they've got their own whatever. They come of an age They know better. They have to go through their own experiences. But the first so many years, the
Yeah.
parents do the best they can. But
Okay.
once they reach a certain age, they decide, I know best.
Is that
It
what
just
are we generalizing
parents.
all parents and all children? No.
I said generally speaking,
Yes. Okay.
broadly speaking.
Broadly speaking. Okay.
Yeah.
Because this aspect, if a parent realizes that this is my, flesh and blood, my genes, all of them are here, yet I am not the owner of this soul, this Jivatman which has come into life. My job is to, like that of a gardener, I have to tend, I have to nourish, but each plant is going to grow according to its own inner nature as per the divine seed. It's not just my seed. The aspect of individuality, when it is left, as the Divine Mother has said, the child is deciding its future. The child decides its journey. All the parents have to do is create the sanskara, create the atmosphere. So the
Yes.
parenting, as Maji has said, because parenting is also a combination of so many things. It's a combination of sacrifice. It's a combination of tapa. It is a test of patience also. It is a test of endurance. So many such factors are there. But when this is offered to the divine, then nobody will worry. Have I given birth to Rama or have I given birth to Ravana? It is not really, it is the divine. I have to do my duty, and that duty can actually become a part of sadhana, and you can become an example of how the right parent should be. Many times, if children don't realize they have the right parents, other people realize and see, oh, if this is the way I want to be in life. This is the example. Because in a society, individuals set examples. Who sets we cannot choose, and who gets inspired also we cannot choose where inspirations come from. It can come from anywhere. But this aspect, when we offer to the divine, when we add that angle of devotion, even in accountancy, one person said, I understood a divine commerce which is taking place. He said his accountancy is the same accountancy. Krishna is the biggest accountant, he says. He keeps a perfect account of the karmas. He's understanding every transaction that's taking place, where the swartha is. If we can identify that, if I can become conscious of the accounts well, I will also start accounting for myself. That was a very nice, statement given by a person in the accounts field. But the aspect of devotion, when we add it, we can reach to a state of perfection, or what we call siddhi, is what Krishna is saying here. So with this, let's continue. But then again, perfection is a myth, is it not?
It is. Whose rule are we going by? You have to do perfection as per you, not
Uh,
for somebody else. It's your
and then if I
you
have tamas guna, my
apply your
perfection
own.
standard will be very low. If I am tamasic in nature, isn't it? So
But
how?
then
So
who decides who's perfect, who's not?
maybe
Ultimately, it's one has one own
yes, yes. Okay. Yes, yes.
level.
All right.
There is always a scope for continuous
Improvement.
quality improvement.
Yes, sir.
So there is this concept of Motorola called Six Sigma. They would say
Six
that you don't
Sigma.
have
Okay.
one defective phone in
Yes.
1 million.
Yes, yes.
So
Or
whatever
Kaizen.
perfect you are, you still can do better.
Yes, yes. Or the Japanese concept of Kaizen, continuous self-improvement. Yes, Maji is saying something. Yes, please.
I just wanted to quote a couple of lines
Sure.
from poetry. It says, one of the things it says, our reach should exceed our grasp, or what are the heavens for?
Sorry. Our reach should exceed our grasp.
Exceed our grasp, or
Huh.
what are the heavens for?
Oh, what are the heavens for? Oh, lovely. Such a love. It's like low aim is a crime. So we must aspire for the highest. But then comes the big
The
question, isn't
same
it
poet,
such a big pressure? Yes, Anjali ji, you were saying something?
no, the same poet, I think these lines were spoken by the British poet Robert Browning. So
Okay,
in
I'm
Robert
glad you
Browning.
said that. That's exactly what I thought.
Okay,
Yes.
right.
and in another poem he says, on earth the broken arches, in heaven the perfect round. So what you call heaven is that state of perfection. There is no
Okay,
place called heaven where we would aspire to go, but that's the
okay.
state of perfection.
Okay,
Yes.
that's the state of perfection, Anjali. Okay, it's lovely. So yes, Pankaj wants to add something. Yes, sir.
A little humor.
Yeah, yeah.
एक शायरी है.
Okay.
शायरी ऐसी है कि खुद ही को करके बुलंद इतना
हाँ,
चढ़ा वो जैसे तैसे
हाँ.
कि खुदा ने बंदे से खुद पूछा, अबे उतरेगा कैसे?
Okay.
Very
That was
nice.
a very nice change of the other. This is one more variation is there. But anyway, let us get back.
Yes,
Thank you, Pankaj, for that. Humor is a very important aspect of sadhana. We don't want just dry life without the joy of
absolutely.
life. So here,
Mm.
but one thing is we do get intimidated by the level of perfection sometimes when we have to reach. And Krishna is Yogeshwara, Mr. Perfect. Everything he does is perfect, and we keep wondering at times, how will we reach that? Because I see mistakes in my mortal nature. I see shortcomings. Every action I do sometimes is wrought with fault. How do I reach that perfection? What to do with faults then? That is a big question everybody gets many times. And here Krishna tells, this is very interesting. The one who has always told yoga karmasu kaushalam, who has talked about perfection in work as spirituality, he speaks now about imperfection. Let us see. He says, Shreyan swadharmo vigunaha, paradharmat swanushtitat, swabhavan niyatam karma, kurvannapnoti kilbisham. It is better to perform one's own work faultily than to, under compulsion of law, perform perfectly. When one follows one's own inner nature, one incurs not any sin of any stature. So here Krishna says it is better to perform one's own work faultily than to do out of some kind of compulsion or some kind of circumstance be forced to do something which is against your nature. It's all right if you make mistakes following your swabhava. That's something very interesting Krishna has said. When one follows one's own inner nature, he incurs not any sin of any stature, meaning if you follow your swabhava, swabhava is given by whom? By the divine, isn't it? If the swabhava is given by the divine, you are following the divine's calling that is there, which has been planted inside of you. Why are you going to worry about any sin? What sin will you do following your true inner nature? It will align, it will automatically align to what is right, what is dharma, what we call swadharma. So you don't have to worry about any adharma committed by you. That is something Krishna is saying here. A very interesting example was shared by a participant only for this shloka. She is the one who got the beautiful Vishwarupa Darshana, the one who shared the experience. She said she took almost 17 years to take a decision to change her kshetra where she was working in. She wanted to work in the service sector, but due to so many reasons, she said, I could not do it because of so many factors. It had something to do with the pay also. It had to do with some other circumstance. It had something to do with not summoning the courage to take the decision. So many such factors were preventing her. And she said, all 17 years I could not sleep peacefully. And the day I took the decision, I had a very peaceful sleep, though everybody cursed me for taking that decision. My society circle also changed. Those friends whom I thought were my friends, suddenly when they saw my pay is much lesser, she said, I took a decision which will give me a satisfaction, but was not giving me the same pay that I was getting earlier. She said, all of them stopped, they started ghosting and avoiding me. But she says, they did not make any difference, and now I am very satisfied and I don't have any regrets. I only sometimes think I could have taken that decision earlier. This is the thing. Sometimes people have to take decisions and understand what is Aswadharma and follow that because it's okay. It's okay if it's not so perfect. It's okay if it's not so grand or huge, but at least you're following your Swadharma. You're not going against it because it is the most important thing. The next sloka, Krishna says the same thing. He says, Sahajam karma kaunteya sadosham api natyajet sarvarambha doshena dhume nagni Rivavritaha. The duty towards oneself, O Arjuna, you mustn't forsake without abandoning works, that is your duties. In the actions one must partake. even if defectively done, as all actions are cloaked with defect, just as the fire is masked by its own smoke's effect. Oh, what a beautiful example Krishna has given. Look at the fire. Sometimes there's a smoke covering the fire, which is so brilliant. Where has the smoke come from? That has also come from the fire only. Sometimes the biggest firefighters have difficulty dousing because of the smoke. They don't really understand how great the fire is behind the smoke. So Krishna says it's okay. Towards yourself, the duty which is there, don't ever forsake that. Don't abandon your self duties towards yourself. Take part in all the actions. Even if defectively done, he says, as all actions are cloaked with defect, just as the fire is masked by its own smoke's effect. One quick question. How many of us can cycle? How many of us know to cycle? Yes. Is there anyone
Uh,
who has cycled without falling down?
no,
Who
I
has
know
learned
cycling.
cycling
Uh,
life without
yeah.
falling? No, isn't it?
No, I took 8-10 days to learn when I was
Yeah,
young, and I fell many times.
many times, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because
that,
that is the way. That is the way of samsara also. We will fall. We will have sometimes injuries, but we have to get up because you don't have to get disappointed because you fell or because of some defects. Follow your nature is what Krishna is saying. And don't get so disturbed. The one who talked about perfection, he says perfection will come eventually. Perfection will definitely come, but we have to continue on our Swadharma. Never forsake that, is what he says. Krishna goes on. He says, because in your Swabhava, when you follow the Swabhava, and you're not so worried about certain imperfections, then you keep motivating yourself to do better and better, isn't it? And before you know it, you reach that state. He says, Asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigata spruhaha Naishkarmya siddhim paramam sannyasena dhigacchati. When the soul is conquered with detachment, leaving no room for desire or any attachment, man transcends regular actions through renunciation, and every action is performed with impeccable perfection. Excuse me. Yeah. So Krishna says here that when the soul is conquered with detachment, you've really achieved that vairagya, you have achieved that detachment. You're not having even a single source of attachment or source of desire, also personal desire, also you have transcended completely. Then you are no more just an ordinary individual. You have elevated yourself to a higher consciousness, that of the yogi. Instead of ordinary karmas, your actions become what we call divya karma. Krishna has said about himself also, isn't it? Janma karma cha me divyam. My birth and my karmas are divine. Who realizes that divinity gets liberated. So same thing here we see Krishna telling, you get what we call Naishkarmya Siddhi. A simpler, lighter way of looking at it is the ability to eat high calorie junk food and not add a single calorie in the body. It's not possible.
Difficult.
But doing karma without creating new sanskara is possible if you don't have any sort of attachment. You can attain that Nishkarma Siddhi, like the Padma Patra, which is not going to it's like it's not going to get attached to the water. Water will not cling to the leaf of the lotus. Like that, all actions that you do, you will not add new sanskaras because you've attained that Naishkarmya Siddhi. It is also explained in the Vedantic texts also, even in the Upanishads. We hear about it. Na karma lipyate nare. No more can that nara or that individual be bound by karma bandhanas. What a freedom that is. And Krishna says, then every action is performed with impeccable perfection. Our yogis are perfect, isn't it? The compositions of the yogis, the ideas of the yogis, even the ideals and the actions of the great yogis of the past. How was that perfection reached? It was by this only. We talked about asakta buddhi, asakta buddhi, a buddhi which is no more fluctuating because of desires and attachment. Then perfection is reached. If you see players, no, sports players, they play one stroke 100 times, 200 times, 300 times, maybe 5,000 times. And then it becomes so perfect that you feel it's impeccable without a smallest flaw. It is done because the mind has now become fully trained. The buddhi is no more going to get disturbed, whether the situation is wherever that individual is. Wake that person from the sleep also, he will still do the same stroke perfectly. Because that is how the individual has trained himself. That is how we can also reach, is what Krishna is saying. What happens when you get that siddhi? Well, that is the sakshatkar, that is the liberation, that is the moksha. You are a liberated being, freely living in the world, and yet you are a beacon of the divine light because of the Brahma Jnana that you have obtained. Swatma Ramoham Bhuma Paramasthi Svena Swasmin Swayam Brahma Swe Mahimni Swanubhutam. You get the anubhutis, you get the experiences. It's not one day, 2 day, you keep getting it all the time. It is like a continuous flow of experiences. You are now in that life on a higher plane of consciousness, like those of the yogis. That is what Krishna is talking. It's beautiful because he is keeping the ideal in front of us. Only when we are, having that ideal, we will decide to move towards it. If we don't, we will never know that there's a possibility of going there for all of us. Krishna is keeping that in front of us. The question is not if we can go. The question is how much time we are going to take to go there. And all of us can go. That is definitely what Krishna is talking about. Let us see. Siddhim
Sir, there is a
Yes, sir.
famous quote of Bruce Lee,
Yes, sir.
where it says, like, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once,
Hmm.
but I fear the man who practices one kick every day for 10,000 days. And
Yes, yes.
by doing that, you achieve mastery, discipline, and
Yes,
focus.
yes, yes, yes. And this is a very important principle by the great late martial artist Bruce Lee. It is like a beginner who has mastered the basics. The beginner can challenge the greatest master of the world also, isn't it? Because the basics will not change. So it is something as similar as that. We have to try to reach that and try to attain this Nishkarmi Siddhi that Krishna has kept in front of us. Krishna says, Siddhim prapto yatha brahma तथाप्नोति निबोध में समासे नैव कौन्तेय निष्ठा ज्ञानस या para. How is it that the union with Brahma is gained? When is it that perfection is attained? O Arjuna, listen, for I shall now explain the most supreme knowledge that man can gain. Krishna goes on, he says, Buddhya vishuddhaya yukto dhrityatmanam niyamya cha शब्दादीन् विषयांस्त्यक्त्वा रागद्वेषौ व्युदस्य च. Krishna says, by cleansing and purifying the inner self and holding a firm control over oneself, by renouncing all objects of sounds and senses, by being bereft of anger and repulsive reflexes. First is we have to keep ourselves free from hatred in our hearts. No hatred inside, no anger inside. Look at this. Krishna is telling this to Arjuna. He has to go and slay people without getting angry. He has to do it as a duty. He has to do it with fully conscious that this is my Swadharma. As a warrior, I'm supposed to do this. I will do it to the best of my ability, but I will not add malice. I will not add greed. I will not add any other lower emotion. I will be detached. And to do this, we need to purify ourselves. That is the aspect. And is there a limit to purifying ourselves?
No.
No, we have to keep trying, keep getting better and better. It is like, again, in that beautiful Dharana mantra, which is the mantra with which we have to approach. It says, Chit Kalyanam Hrudaye Nityam Sevya Seva Seva Karahitam. Means you are in Chit Kalyana, the aspect of purifying my consciousness, that should always be there in my heart. I want to keep getting better and better. And then you'll reach a point where you don't understand who is helping and who is getting help. The difference between the help, even if you offer some help to the world, you're not realizing whether you are helping the world or the world is helping you. The Bheda has disappeared and you are going on and on. And when you reach that, he says, that is how you are going to attain that highest consciousness. It's very difficult because our nature is always, we have the gunas, the game of the gunas always coming and interfering. But when we learn, and sometimes it is important to take a decision in the mind. It is what we call sankalpa. If you want siddhi, you have to take the sankalpa first, isn't it? With sankalpa only siddhi will come. Without sankalpa, when will the siddhi come? So a decision must be taken. Yeah, I will not get any more carried away by all these outer forces. I'm going to attain the highest truth. That is my divine version of myself. I want to realize that, the higher self. I want to experience the divinity in life. As our, Lokmanya Tilak Maharaj had beautifully said, Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. I think that was, remember, it was important for us when we had to get Swatantra. Now we want to get a different Swatantra. We should probably upgrade that mantra, because if Maharaj was there, he would now tell us the same thing. He would say, Sakshatkar is my birthright and I shall have it. I think we should also aspire for something similar. We should get that realization. How is it that we will not get realization in this birth? Krishna says, Ihaiva, it's possible. Let's try. He goes on further. He says, Vivikta sevi laghvashi yata vakkaya manasa dhyana yoga paro nityam vairagyam samupashrita. Controlling mind, speech, body, and ignoring materialistic company, eating moderately for maintaining an inner harmony, seeking a union with the eternal through regular meditation, letting go of desires, gaining the absolute renunciation. So Krishna is saying that just control your mind, control your body, control your speech. That's possible, isn't it? Mind also can be controlled. There are techniques for controlling the mind. Krishna has taught us in the Gita. So through dhyana also you can do that. Then speech, I think we really have a control over our tongue. No? We can control. If I'm not able to control, I can at least do this much. Till I learn to control my tongue, I will not use it. Same with the body also. If mind and speech can be controlled, so is the body. Ignoring materialistic company. This is important. Ignoring materialistic company, meaning what? Not getting repulsed by somebody. Oh, how are these materialistic people, these materialistic fools? They don't understand what Gita I have read. Ignore. It's better than going on the opposite end. God has created everybody. Maybe I might be able to learn something from that individual also, whom I feel is not capable of teaching me. Well, Krishna awakens in that person, I will immediately learn. So just let me ignore all the other materialistic drama, because many times the colleagues we are living with, or people, I mean, colleagues we are interacting with, or the society we are in, they create a sanskar on us, isn't it? Every time there's a circle. In the village, there's a different circle. Go to the city, a higher circle. In the type of city, tier 1 city, tier 2 city, tier 3 city, again, different circles are there. And then they create a different cage. If somebody moves from here to another one without realizing that this is also a cage. Maybe somebody is in a bronze one, another is a silver one. And the third one will be in a golden cage. But are we going to get trapped in it? It's better to ignore all of it and focus what is our real direction in life. Eating moderately. We can enjoy food. Krishna has not said not to enjoy food. You can relish food, but do not, become a glutton. Don't eat so greedily. Eating moderately is very good for the body also. You will also enjoy the food that you're eating. Let it, you can take the enjoyment without becoming over greedy. So, and maintaining the inner harmony. Body, mind, harmony must always remain. If you do not take care of this, you will have illnesses. mental or physical, they start manifesting. So the harmony must be maintained and try to seek the oneness with the divine. Let us all try to aspire to have a practice of dhyana. And Krishna says, letting go of desires and gaining absolute renunciation. Let's go further. He says,
This is all
Ahankar.
like a repetition of those
Yeah,
sattvic nature that
yes,
we.
yes. This
Yeah.
is indeed, this is the summary of the 18 chapters. Some people say the last chapter of the Gita. Krishna quickly revises everything because he wants Arjuna to now get ready to perform the action. He says, theory ho gaya, abhi practical time is coming. Quickly revision is going on by Krishna. Let us see. Ahankaram balam darpam kamam krodham parigraham vimuchya nirmamaha shanto brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Discarding egoism, anger and arrogance, desire, possessiveness and violence, of all feelings of proprietorship, when one is free to become the Brahman he is fit to be. So the person is worthy of becoming the Brahman only, or getting the Jnana of the Brahman. For the Jnana of the Brahman, it is by discarding egoism. I think I need to just throw that away. Anger, again, anger also, he says. Arrogance also, desire, possessiveness, and also violence. Of all feelings of proprietorship. Say I'm a proprietor of an industry. How do I discard feeling of proprietorship? By being a proprietor of an industry. Anybody? Yes, sir, Pankaji. Yes, sir.
If you're a proprietor of an organization, a small company or
Yes.
organization, the way
Yes.
you can disregard as, or maybe a little bit disown it, is to recognize the contribution of others in your company.
Yes. Yes.
So that way, at least you have feeling that, these guys are equally important. You're not the only
Absolutely.
one who's, doing all this. आप पूरा दुनिया आप ही नहीं चला रहे हो.
Yes.
These
Yes.
guys have equal contribution. They have values to, add. They bring something
And
on table. So, yeah.
will that not help me? Because, as you said, it will help me become free from the burden of I being the
Absolutely.
singular doer.
Absolutely.
And and then that will also raise the consciousness of other individuals also, isn't it? If my deeds are in
Right.
such a way that I'm letting individuals and recognizing the greatest doer who has given me the opportunity to be a proprietor, then it is the divine, isn't it? Ultimately, it is the divine who has given this opportunity. I have to be grateful for it. And the one who has given can take away also. I should
Anytime.
realize that. So
Anytime.
there I'm grounded. I'm always
Yeah.
grounded because that is how I thank you, sir, for sharing that. That's absolutely the perfect way. So you are no more the owner. Owner is the divine. And when the owner is divine, you are free. Well, you are free to even attain the highest consciousness if you are able to experience that. You can be the Janaka Raja, is what Krishna is saying. When you experience this freedom of offering everything to the divine. Krishna goes on, Brahma Bhutaha Prasannatma. Where Prasannatma, that is a blissful individual, that individual or that soul. Brahma Bhutaha Prasannatma na shochati na kankshati samah sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labhate param. When one becomes the Brahman of the liberated self, by engaging in the purification of oneself, neither grieving nor desiring, and perceiving all to equal be, with a love supreme and devotion, those souls verily attain me. You get Krishna only is what Krishna is saying. You get Krishna's consciousness. So far, we were thinking about how to cultivate Arjuna's consciousness. Well, when you cultivate Arjuna's consciousness, start listening to Krishna, start doing what Krishna is asking you to say. Well, you are fit to attain his consciousness only. With love and with supreme devotion. It's like a simple aspect everywhere. And I like it is said, nobody can teach you how to love, isn't it? Love is something which comes very naturally. You have to be truthful to yourself. When you are truthful to yourself, you can understand. So, like that, truthful to yourself, truthful to the divine. Just watch what transformations take place. Because only by love can you understand the world. Only by love can you understand the creator of all the worlds, that is the divine himself. Krishna goes on, he says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvataha tato mam tatvato jnatva vishate tadanantaram. He who by devotion evolves to know me, and about all my vast existences that can be, my reality and principle, he truly understands, uniting with my consciousness. Supreme he stands. Through love, if you evolve and begin to know the divine, Krishna says, about all my existences, you can understand my reality, my principle, and ultimately become one, is what Krishna says. Sarvakarmanyaphi sada kurvano mad avyapashrayah mat prasada davapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. And when he is situated, when in me he is situated firmly, all his actions he performs verily. By my grace he attains the eternal, thus uniting with the Creator supernal. There's a two-way street now. You have surrendered to the divine. With love, you have evolved to a state of understanding of the divine. You are now, your surrender is becoming more and more perfect. Then there is the grace also flowing from the divine. It's raising your consciousness further. Chetasa sarva karmani mai sanyasya matparaha buddhi yoga mupashritya matchittaha satatam bhava. By surrendering oneself completely to me, when all the actions and thoughts can devoted be, through yoga, when one incessantly strives, uniting the heart and mind, in my shelter he arrives. I think all of us have a memory of being in the shelter of our parents, isn't it? Many of us would have that experience, or a parent, or a teacher, or somebody as a child when you got that shelter. How does it, what do you feel there? Extremely secure, extremely safe. Well, that shelter of the divine, the individual arrives by the act of complete surrender. All actions, all thoughts are now filled with devotion for the divine. They have learned to channel their actions in devotion to the divine. Through yoga, that person is striving continuously. It's a, it's sometimes lifelong process of this. Attempts have to be made continuously, and then we don't know when we reach there. But that time, the heart and the mind become one. The mind and the heart become one, and you are in the safe shelter and loving shelter of the divine. This becoming one of in the mind and heart. How important is this?
It's very important because then you're constantly aware that the divine is in you, and you constantly
Yes,
thinking that let me do it the correct way. You're
Ji.
policing yourself.
Yes, but broadly people don't have that, isn't it? My mind and heart are not one, no?
Most of us, I should think.
Yes, most of us don't have it. All right. Pankaj is adding something. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So apart from aligning these two and towards Krishna, of course,
Yeah.
if you don't align them together, you
Yeah.
sound like a cunning person to the front guy.
Yes.
You know, so
Yes,
वो
there are
कहते हैं ना,
so many things.
मु-
Yes, sir.
या मुंह में कुछ और जबान पे कुछ और दिमाग में
Yes.
कुछ और.
Yes, that's right. Mind, tongue, and heart. Third aspect, Pankaj, you said. Because many times what happens, one is a person may sound cunning, but another time a person may sound funny also, or somebody may sound crazy also, or sometimes very silly also, because mind is thinking one thing. It's calculating continuously. Oh, if I do this, this will come to me. If I do that, it will. All these calculations are there in the mind. The heart is telling something else. Now, the big tug of war is going on between the mind and the heart. My heart says, do this, this is not right. The mind says, no, no, if I do it, it will create problems. So there's a big tug of war going on, and their casualty becomes the tongue in that tug of war. The tongue speaks something which is not in the mind also, not in the heart also, and creates greater trouble. So these are unnecessary battles people fight in their life. It is like a gathering. Instead of what we can gather our consciousness, you're scattering all your consciousness is just scattering everywhere. Instead, if the yogi is able to what is there in the mind, the same thing is there in the heart. Mind and heart are not having the Bheda anymore. They are thinking the same thing. There's a clarity of vision. There's a clarity of purpose. There's a clarity in action. Then why will there be no clarity in the tongue also? Why will there be no clarity in your deeds also? That is where Siddhi will come. Your words will start becoming mantras. It is like words, what you say will become the truth because you are speaking from the higher base of truth, which is the same in your mind also, in your heart also. That gives the strength to a person. Otherwise, a person will do a right action also, but mind and heart are not one. So, in spite of doing the right action, the person continues to suffer because of attachments, because of thoughts, because of sometimes people are plagued with too many thoughts which make them completely, it's like a punishment. Some people have an active mind and that becomes an eternal punishment for them because they have never learned to tame that mind. And that mind is always at loggerheads with the heart. Where is the peace? Where is the shanti? But if you can bring that, when your heart and mind are thinking the same thing, no more are you worried about what is going to happen, what are my, what is, it is like even what others perceive us also will no more matter. I know what is the truth. I understand. To my mind, this is the truth. The same is to my heart. There is no doubt inside. And then that individual can move forward. Matchittaha. In the next shloka, Krishna says, Matchittaha sarva durgani. Mat prasada tarishyasi. Atha chetvam ahankaran. Shroshyasi vinangshyasi. When the mind and the heart become one, united with me. All your battles are won. At the times of peril, they are safe passage. I assuage. Only if the self-ego still prevails, one falls into hell's cage. Now, there are some lot of typos in this book. I have to make it maybe after this workshop. I'll try to correct it. It has been many years. So here it is safe passage. I assuage. It's written as page here. So Krishna says, when the mind and the heart become one, united with me, all your battles are won. Arjuna's Kurukshetra will be over the moment his mind and heart have become one. It does not matter, outer circumstances matter not. The real battle is always the battle on the inside. Only when the battle on the inside is won will you get peace. Outer battles, are they going to get over in life? No. ITG is saying yes, but the more experienced participants are saying no. We think a time will come when these battles will end.
I mean, I meant that they will keep happening. Something
Okay,
or
they'll
the
keep
other keep
happening. Oh,
happening, but
yes, yes.
one thing will get over. But the
One thing will
practice,
get over, but a new one will start.
yeah.
So,
So
the our state of mind on the inside, if that yuddha is over, we will say, bring it on. Krishna, bring it on. We are ready. Your principles are with us. We are ready, and inside my mind and heart are no more two. So that is important. When the mind and the heart become one, united with me, all your battles are won. Because Krishna can tell you, your ears will listen to Krishna's words at that time. Otherwise, this tutu meme will go on and you will never hear what Krishna is telling. The mind and the heart problems always create a greater uncertainty. Instead, they become one. Krishna says, you have unite with me. At the times of peril also, I'll show you the route. In the most difficult moments, in the darkest moment also, he says, you need not fret. I will ensure your safe passage takes place. But he says, only if self-ego still prevails, one falls into hell's cage. The only problem is ahankar. If it continues, then a person brings naraka into the individual's experience of life only. The ahankar will have to be let go. If you have to let go, then Krishna says something very funny, which could have actually, if he told us in the first adhyaya, there would have been no need for the 18 adhyayas. Now, the next shloka he says very clearly, he says, Yad ahankar, yes, Yad ahankar mashritya na yotsya iti manyase mithyesha vyavasayaste prakritistvam niyokshati. He says, oh Arjuna, it is because you are taking refuge in your ego. This battle you are seeking to forego. I will not fight, you vainly say, but your inner nature will make you spar anyway. He says, you are simply saying you will not fight now because you have taken Sharanagati of your own ego only. It is because of your ego you are saying that. But I know how long will this Kshatriya remain quiet. If Arjuna gets the information that even Abhimanyu's left hand is grazed by an arrow, what's going to happen? Immediately the drooping shoulders will again get up, isn't it? Because that, he says, it's because of your ego that you are saying you will not participate in this battle. But he says, your nature will make you get up again. He goes on further. He says, Swabhavajena kaunteya nibaddha svena karmana kartum nechhasi yan mohat karishyasya vashopitat. This This is something which is very interesting. Krishna says, he says, because of delusion, you desire. To fight this battle, you seem not to aspire. It appears on the surface that you don't want to fight this battle. And because of delusion which you are experiencing right now, you are thinking you don't desire. Oh Arjuna, in it you will ultimately have to partake. If not on your own, you will be forced for your nature's sake. This is what Sri Aurobindo also says. You do it or you'll be forced to do it. This is
Yes,
the way of
beautiful.
Prakriti. This is the
Yeah.
way of Prakriti. You have to do what is right. You don't do it, the situation will come where you'll be forced to do it. The question is, how many of us enjoy doing things when we are forced to? I think nobody enjoys it, isn't
Yeah,
it?
nobody.
Nobody enjoys it. But and many times when you're forced to do it, it becomes more of a troublesome aspect. And sometimes in life, when you don't do this, stitch in time saves nine. Sometimes you have to really work extra and extra hard, and you have to suffer a bit also. If you can do that without suffering, isn't that better? So that is something. He says this is delusion which is making you think this way, but you will be forced by Prakriti. That is the power of Prakriti over us, isn't it? We learned about Maya. How does Maya make? Maya makes us feel we have a kind of freedom at times. And we think, okay, now I have done this, I have done that. We have to understand and rise beyond it. Krishna says, Ishvaraha sarvabhutanam hridyeshe tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutani yantrarudhani maya. Vishwarupa is not only for display. He is working continuously, whether or not we know it. And we're all being moved around in the force of the divine's nature. We are being moved around like we are different pawns in the entire chessboard of the divine. But we are not aware of it, is what Krishna says. The Lord that is seated within every living heart. Oh Arjuna, he stirs and initiates everything start. Like machines, all creatures are made to obey and act as per the will of his Maya's way. So this is the simplest message. Krishna says, do it, do what is right now, or you'll be forced to do it later. He goes on further. He says, Tameva Sharanam Gacha. Surrender to the divine. But this is one thing very interesting. Krishna has told Arjuna, you had ego. That's why you were talking this way. Whatever you were saying nonsense was just because of the ego, but your true inner nature is going to make you rise. On the inside, I know how you are, you also know. It is going to. So Krishna took 18 chapters to say that, isn't it? To Arjuna. You have taken refuge in our ego. Do we even take 18 minutes to tell somebody it was your ego inside of you, that's why you're behaving this way? We don't take even 18 minutes. Oh, such an egoistic person. We go on telling to everybody else. But let us at least learn from Krishna. See here, Arjuna asked him to tell me the way. And still Krishna is quiet and waits. And finally, after telling everything, after talking about all the ways of the workings, what is Siddhi, everything, Swabhava, he talked about even the Sakshatkara. Then he says, see, Arjuna, really speaking, it was just your ego inside which made you think like that. But ultimately, you will participate in this. We have to follow Krishna's example then. We should also tell somebody 18 chapters of Gita, then only talk about ego in them. We should not try to immediately start pointing out egos of other people. It is better to start purifying ourselves and rise in our own consciousness. He says here, he says, Tameva Sharanam Gacha Sarva Bhavena Bharata Tat Prasadat Param Shantim Sthanam Prapsasi Shashvatam. Seek refuge in him in every way. O Arjuna, verily in every single way, for by his grace the supreme peace you can attain and the eternal status you can obtain. Seek refuge in every possible way you can think of. This is the final message Krishna gives to Arjuna. Why? It is only if you take refuge in the divine will you experience a complete peace. By the grace of the divine, then the grace only if you, it's like if unless you surrender, unless you bow the hand for giving the Ashirvad will not come, isn't it, on our heads? It is as simple as that. Surrender to the divine and receive the grace is what he is saying. You will reach that highest status. That is also like an elder, he tells. Sometimes the teacher sees a good illustrious student and says, yes, you will be the topper this year. It is not kind of appeasement or it is not kind of boosting him unnecessarily or trying to show false hopes. It is from an understanding. It is from an understanding. Krishna says this to Arjuna. Surrender completely. Every possible way that you can think of, surrender to the divine. You will receive the grace. You will receive the highest peace. Life will also become peaceful. You will receive the grace, and not only that, you will reach that eternal status. I think we should also try to be that. We should not keep saying that the greatest bhakta in the world is Mira or Sudama. I think we should say the greatest bhakta of Krishna is our own name. We should be able to say that and not just as lip service. We need to do that. Probably we can experience what Krishna has promised. So let us, next shloka, we will stop with the next shloka. Here Krishna says he's concluding the Gita. But the Gita doesn't conclude immediately. He concludes here in 64th shloka, 63rd shloka. Let us see. Iti te jnanamakyatam guhyataram maya vimrushaitad tasheshena yat he chasi tatha kuru. One instruction finally Krishna gives to Arjuna. After 18 chapters, he gives only. I mean, you look at any other religious books, you see orders and orders and orders. Very little moments are spent in making the followers understand the higher truths. Here, continuously, Krishna is just trying to make Arjuna understand. Now he gives an instruction. He gives an order. What is that order? Let us see. He says, thus to you, O Arjuna, I have fully revealed that most secret knowledge I have unveiled. So now, by taking my cue, your mode of action, you are free to do. That is all he is saying. Yat hechasi tatha kuru. You are now free to do what you want to do. This is Sanatan Dharma at its finest and best. No order, no compulsion, no rigidity. It's absolute fluid movement, just like all our Sanatan scriptures. Krishna is just re-emphasizing the same thing. He's not saying, I spent so much time talking to you for 18 chapters. Now you have to follow, otherwise my Sudarshan Chakra will first cut you. No, nothing of this sort. All he says, you are now free, Arjuna. I have told you everything that needs to be told. Yet, he gives a bonus. In the next shloka, we'll just look at one more shloka and then we'll stop. The shloka number 64. Sarva guhya tamam bhuyaha shrunu me paramam vacha ishtosi me dhrudamiti tato vakshyami te hitam. So even he has said, I have finished telling you, and yet he cannot resist. He adds one more shloka and he tells something else. He says, I want to give you one more secret. Now look at that. Yogeshwara himself is having such a free, overflowing love for Arjuna. He says, I've told you everything. But wait, look at the enthusiasm also. He says, I'll give you one more. Why is he saying that? Let us see. And yet another secret. Hear me, for I shall explain. As you are my devotee, I hold you main. You are to me most intimate and dearest. Hence, I shall say to you what is best. So this is the aspect. This is also an interesting thing we see, a recurring theme in many of our scriptures. A Guru Shishya Samvad also. It's complete in that time still. The Guru only feels the utsaha. Let me give more. Yama did that to Nachiketas. Yama was like, I will give you boons. And when Nachiketas starts saying he says, I am so, he says, it's a blessing for me to have such a receptive person. He says, you are not only, because Nachiketas was not only receiving from Yama, Nachiketas was understanding it and repeating it also. And he said, this is a rare privilege. So I'll give you more. I'll give you more. Like that, Krishna, though he said, technically, I've given you everything, I've told you all the secrets. He says, I'll give you one more because you are my bhakta. Because you are, he says, because I love you, I'm giving that to you. How sweet is that? And can Krishna love only one Shishya? Only one bhakta? And does Krishna's love get diluted if he has many bhaktas? It will not. It will not. So why not? Why not? Let us join that club. Let us try to join Arjuna's club. And we will also receive extra. Maybe extra what is not there in the Gita also we will start receiving from him. But for that, we'll have to be ready to do certain tyaga, certain yajna, certain tapa, certain things, or in a simpler way, we'll have to love the divine completely and surrender truly to receive what Krishna wants to give for us in our life. That is the most important thing. With this, we will stop today. Tomorrow, we will have our final session where we will be completing the 18th chapter. If anybody wishes to ask or share something, you are welcome. Otherwise, we'll look at the takeaways, what we can take home with us today. Yes, anybody?
From
So
today's session,
Hello. Yes.
Anybody? Yes, please. All three spoke at the same time, so I can't say who told first. Yes.
So I'll go ahead now. I'm
Okay,
not
Ji.
here to. Yeah. So what for me the takeaway is that follow your swabhav
Okay,
and do your karma as per your swabhav.
right.
So you will get siddhi finally.
All right. So follow your swabhava. Use your swabhava as a medium or a base for you to further your sadhana and do your works. That is what Alpana ji has said. Yes, please, sir. Yes, it was next who is speaking, sir? Is it Pankaj or Nandakishore ji?
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
I
sir.
can put it. So in last when Krishna ji said that I'll give you some more, right?
Yeah,
He's not stopping there.
yeah,
So apart from disciple being good, he's so receptive.
yeah.
The speaker is also very good, right?
Yes,
I
yes,
mean,
yes,
he's in that flow. He's in that connect where he
yes,
just want to transmit as much as he
yes,
can. He's a
yes,
true
sir.
speaker
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
who होता है ना कि स्टेज पे एक बार माइक हाथ में आ गया तो माइक छोड़ते नहीं है जो स्पीकर होते हैं.
Okay.
I mean lighter side.
Okay. Yes,
but
sir.
but another point is that, which is very important here, is in today's session, he said that swadharm se kiye hue karm, whatever you're doing, even if those karm are faulty,
Yeah.
you will still come to me,
Yeah.
because fault is the part of the universe.
Yes.
And
Yes.
he gives an example of that Agni and Dhua,
Yes,
the
sir.
smoke that engulfs the Agni, and but it feels like there is no fire, but there is.
Yes. Yes.
So those dosh yukt karmas also, if you can do with sincerity,
Yeah.
you're good.
We don't have to be guilty, isn't it, sir? Yeah. Yes, sir. All right. Thank you, Pankaj. And Dr. Nandikeshwarji, we're adding something.
No, I just want to say, Shashi Maji, I think earlier on she said that, Krishna is trying to say the same thing again and again, again and again.
Yeah.
And in this chapter is a revision of everything that
Yes.
was so far learned.
Yes.
But finally, one thing is there that, you have to have a bhava of doing the work without having any thought that I'm going to get the fruit, etc., etc., etc.
Yes. Yes,
And
sir.
complete surrender,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
unconditional surrender
Yes,
is
sir.
what it's talking about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Anjali ji is adding something, is it?
Yes, my takeaway is shloka 49, which says how your actions can become divya karma by Naishkarma Siddhi.
Yes, yes. So how do we take that away and take it with us? What do we try from that?
When you are self-controlled and unattached, when you disregard all material enjoyments by the practice of renunciation, then you experience the highest state of freedom.
But can we enjoy in the material world then and still get the Nishkarma Siddhi? What Krishna has given. Should I discard what Krishna has given also? Or should I not get attached to what is given?
Not get attached to what is
Yes,
given.
yes, absolutely. And just
Asakta
one.
buddhi.
Yes, sir?
Asakta buddhi.
Asakta buddhi, yes. Without getting disturbed in their mind. That is important. And one more last thing is Krishna just gave the solution to every Kurukshetra in the world. The mind and the heart. The day this fight ends, your life will be really beautiful and blissful and really peaceful. You will get the grace, you will get everything that is needed, and you will have a very blissful life. But for that, mind and heart should stop fighting. If your heart knows, let the heart that knows tell the mind to keep quiet or understand what it is. Because mind troubles, so the heart is always conscious. And the heart also gets emotional. That time the mind has to direct it. So if they become one, you will not have guilt also. You will not have anxiety. You will not have a worry. You do a right work. Why should you suffer after doing right work just because your mind is torturing you? Instead, do the right work and be at peace. You did the right thing. It does not matter if you fail. Individually, people fail, rise, everything keeps going on in the life history. It doesn't make any difference, isn't it? How many people died so that we can read the Gita today? Does anybody remember or know their names? No. But didn't they succeed? Because of their sacrifices, today we are still studying the scripture several thousand years later also. So is that failure or success for them? It is their success of their yajna, success of their sacrifice, success of their tyaga. So why do we need to worry that the consciousness is going to flow only? We don't have to worry about it. Just mind and heart, let the battle get over. All battles of life are over, is what Krishna says. With this, I think let us conclude with the Shanti mantra. Yes, sir. Pankaji, yes, sir.
एक छोटी सी बात और,
जी, sir.
very small. Somewhere it came here during the conversation today that you said Krishna could have said this to Arjun in the beginning. Why this 18 adhyaya he took,
Yeah. Yes.
So उससे एक छोटी सी घटना याद आ गई.
Yes, sir.
My grandfather
Yeah.
was Mukhtar at King of Jaunpur. It's a
Okay.
it's a state in Uttar Pradesh. He
Right.
was Mukhtar.
Mukhtar
So
means
one day
what, sir?
legal advisor कह सकते
Legal
हैं.
advisor.
Legal
Okay, got it, sir. Yes, sir.
So one day this Raja tells to my grandfather that this Ramcharit Manas, yaar, itna mota pustak hai ye. You know, can you like condense it in like 4, 5, 10 lines or something like that?
Okay.
So he said, okay, I'll do something tomorrow and come. So he prepared those 4 lines. I'm going to narrate that.
Okay, sir.
एक राम एक रावण ना, एक ठाकुर एक बाभन ना. एक ठाकुर थे, क्षत्रिय थे और एक ब्राह्मण थे. एक ने एक की नार चुराई, इसी से आपस में हुई लड़ाई. इतना था ही कथन्ना और तुलसी ने रचा पुथन्ना.
So sweet.
Very good.
You also know that
Very
by
beautiful.
heart, sir. That's wonderful. Yes, sir. Right, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you. If you can, do share it, and you can also share your grandfather's name, so we will also know about.
हाँ, उनका
yes,
नाम
sir.
था पंडित राम लखन मिश्र.
Yes, sir. Namaskar to him. Yes, sir. Right, sir. All right. Thank you. Hari Om. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. हरि ओम तत्सत्. कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. हरि ओम. पुनर्मिलामः. We'll see you tomorrow. Yes.
Happy birthday, sir ji.
Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday.
Okay. Thank
Have
you
a
so much.
great day. Okay.
Thank you. My birthday party was with the Gita today.
Okay.
Hari Om.
Very,
Yes.
we
So I've
enjoyed
hurt
it.
your
Thank you, sir.
fingers, Shushruji. I saw the bandage on your fingers.
That
Yeah.
also I got a gift this morning in the
Oh
garden.
God. Oh, I see.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh
Hope you
dear.
had chocolates today.
Yes. I got two small ones. But my wife made
Gardens.
something very nice from the ragi, which is without sugar. So,
Oh,
yes.
okay. गार्डन से
Yes.
याद आया,
जी
ये
सर.
देखिए हमारे पौधे अभी गार्डन में जाने को तैयार है. दिख रहा है? नहीं, अभी नहीं दिख रहा है.
हाँ, not yet, sir.
नहीं दिख रहा है. रुक जाइए. यहाँ हमने I think I am not able to show you a reverse
Maybe.
camera.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
lovely.
So this. अब
Okay,
ये
sir.
गार्डन में जाएंगे. थोड़ा मौसम यहाँ सुधर रहा है.
Yes,
So
sir.
it will go in 2-3
Wonderful.
days.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good
Namaskar.
day.
Good
Hari
day.
Om.
Hari
Hari
Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Namaste.
Good night,
Namaste.
Sushruji. God
Thank you,
Hari
ji.
Om.
bless. Happy
Bye.
Hari Om.
birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ji. Namaste.
Namaste.
Hari Om.
Namaste.